The Saints wrap up their practice week and are all set now to take on the defending Super Bowl champs. Stay tuned. The ACME Oyster House afternoon wrap starts next. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Friday at the Osher Sports Performance Center. The New Orleans Saints wrapped up their practice week here at the facility and practiced inside once again, all set for a home game this weekend against the Philadelphia Eagles. With John DeShazier, I'm Sean Kelley. The week went fast, John, and they'll go even faster after this weekend. Thursday games follow this. A 3-game road trip is upcoming, so a premium on a home game this weekend against Philadelphia, who I think we can call desperate a little bit at one game under 500.
Yeah, I don't think we can call them desperate. Yeah. They're the Super Bowl champs. They're trying to get back to the playoffs. You can't get back to the playoffs, first off, without winning some games. They're 4-5, so certainly that's not going to get them there. And this is a big game for Philadelphia, a huge game for the Eagles in terms of them needing a win right now. They've got to see if they can balance the ledger.
The Saints lost to the Eagles in the last meeting these two teams had. That was back in 2015, if I'm not mistaken, but New Orleans has won 3 of the last 4. So here this time out, Carson Wentz at quarterback for the Eagles. This is a quarterback, John, that hasn't really kicked it into high gear yet. They may ask a lot of him here this week.
Well, he's a guy who was on an MVP pace last year before he got injured. So he goes out. He's not the quarterback of record for the Super Bowl. He comes back 2 games in this season. He's thrown for 2,100 yards in 7 games. He's got, 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. But what he does do is he's been sacked 28 times. He holds on to that football for a decent amount of time, and you're able to get to him.
That means that guys up front like Tyler Davidson will be going after and trying to affect the Philadelphia quarterback.
Quarterbacks in this league get the ball out quick, so whenever there's one that holds a little bit, definitely gets us excited, to get out there and rush him. He's a big guy. He likes to hold on to the ball. He thinks he can kind of body defenders off of him and still throw it. So, that provides a lot of opportunities for us to get after him.
Of course, anytime you try to affect an opposing quarterback, it has to up and up front and then behind as well. And Vaughn Bell in the secondary knows they have a role in this too.
Yeah, and he leads the league in fumbles, I guess. He got 30 fumbles in his career right now. So he's a guy that he want to make a play. He's loose around the ball in the pocket, so he'll get after him a little bit.
You guys, of course, a lot of turnovers too recently. Like 9 in the last 6 games, something like that. What's been behind that? What's been the improvement?
We've just been working on it every day at practice, especially with the turnover circuit. We start off in practice, and we always implement it every day in meetings about taking the ball over takeaways and getting the offense in great position. But also in that, we want to score too. So, and it's a point swing. So, just having that, it creates momentum in the game.
Well, the Eagles' offense does have a new face, well, at least to them, but certainly not to the New Orleans Saints. Golden Tate will play his 2nd game with the Philadelphia Eagles, but his 6th overall against New Orleans.
Yeah, it depends on how acclimated he is to the offense, but from what he's done in the past, if you're Philadelphia, you look at that film and you figure out what he was doing when he was with Detroit, because when he was with Lion, he kind of wore a hole in the Saints. I'm sure they got sick of seeing him as a Lion. Here they are turning around and seeing him as an Eagle now.
Yeah, no doubt. 5 times Tate has played the New Orleans Saints. He's 4-1 in those games. He has nearly 500 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns too, as you mentioned, with Detroit, and I think one time with Seattle as well. Don't think head coach Sean Payton hasn't noticed what Golden Tate has done to the Saints over the years.
He's really good catching the ball with his feet moving. So many times a player will pause, jump. He's got strong hands, his feet are on the ground, and each year he's been at the top of the league run after catch. So he's got great balance, strong hands where his feet are moving when he catches the ball, and he's hard to bring down.
And there you have it, just some of the storylines we've been following this week heading into this matchup with Philadelphia. John, any final notes here on this Friday?
Well, we know Teron Armstead is going to be out of this game. Jermon Bushrod is going to be in at left tackle. We know Marcus Davenport is going to be out of this game, unfortunately. He's still working his way back from that injury. Otherwise, looks like the Saints are relatively healthy. Looks like they'll have everyone pretty much available.
All right, we'll check it out at 3:25 Central Time, of course, in prime time with regard to the afternoon slots. It is the big game on Fox. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman on the call, television-wise, and of course at the Saints Radio Network. JD, do your thing on a Friday.
Hayes in the barn. Let's get out of here.
I agree with you. See you at home on Sunday. Full coverage, pre and post as well, at NewOrleansSaints.com. For John, I'm Sean. Who dat, and enjoy your weekend.